Hi team, here we are again, another Friday. What a crazy day. I'm sitting here in my hypno chair today because I just need to chill out for 5 minutes. I just need to chill out. We've been going crazy for the whole day. It's a day off, but it was my only day off for the week to get organised for anything really, to get organised to go away. We're going to the footy today, leaving straight after this this live. And then I started thinking about Good Friday. Happy Good Friday, happy Easter everyone. And how it's interesting that although I'm not a practicing Catholic, I still cannot eat meat on Good Friday. I just can't do it. I don't know why, I just cannot do it. Hello. Hi, waving. And it got me thinking about what other beliefs we have around food and what influences our food choices, what influences the way that we eat, where we eat, who we eat, what times of the day we eat. It's a big one around breakfast, actually. You know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but according to who? Where did that come from? I've had I don't know how true this is, but I had someone once tell me that it was from a marketing company that sold bacon. I think they sold bacon, and they were trying to make that push happen, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so have bacon at breakfast. And it was a marketing thing. If anyone knows the answer to that, I'd love to know. I noticed in the poll so far, by far the most common response is that family is the biggest influence on people's food choices. And I'm really not surprised. Few reasons. Obviously nature and nurture. So when habits are embedded in us from when we're a child and we grow up with family, and those things, it's something like we say, oh, we've always done it that way. So from that point of view, I'm not surprised. But then also, why do we choose to continue doing things like that? Is it because that's just what we've always done? Or is it because we like people who are like people? So if we can relate to people, then there's a bigger sense of acceptance. If we do things that are similar to other people and who people we want to be like, or people we want to be around, or people we want to associate with, if we do things and act the same sorts of way, then there's a level of acceptance that comes with that. And that's a lot of us. A lot of our behavior is driven by wanting to be part of something and have a sense of community, have a sense of belonging. Family is a huge factor in food choices. If you keep going on that though, it's not just food choices that family becomes a big factor in. So any beliefs that we hold, beliefs around what you're able to do, your abilities, your health even. So if we look like our family, then we know that we feel the same as them, and then there's a chance that we might also get that sense of community, of belonging. The amount of people that I see come to me and say, oh, I do this, but that's because my mum does it. Like, that's just a given. I'm going to do it that way because that's the way my mum does it. So that belief is so firmly embedded that is the way that things are going to happen, that people can't see past that sometimes. And it's not until, like, I'll say, does that mean that has to be for you? Is that the same? Do you need to believe that for yourself? Is that true for you? That you can see the cogs ticking in their brain. They go, oh, maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe I can think differently about it. Maybe I can see myself in a different light. Maybe I don't need to be like that to feel that sense of acceptance and that sense of community and loving and belonging. So it's just a bit of a, that poll, if you haven't filled it in already, it'd be really, really interesting to keep following up on that. I know for me, I know Sandra, I think, mentioned that getting advice from nutritionists and naturopaths and things also drove and changed a lot of her food, was influenced by. And 100%, my influences around food come from family for sure. Also watching cooking shows, but then a lot of what I've learned at uni and along the way. Another really big person of influence on my food choices and my cooking patterns and eating those sorts of things is another person in this group, Gabby. She taught me so much. A lot of the recipes that you see that I'm posting are adapted from something that she might have showed me or taught me. So I owe a lot of my healthy eating recipes and different ways of using food to her. So thanks, Gab. And then also I worked at a gourmet food shop when I was studying for years and years and years. And that has had a lot of influence on the way that I use foods and the types of foods that I choose. If we get back to the Good Friday thing, culture. So yes, it's a religious belief, but it then also becomes a cultural belief as well. And culture plays a massive role in what we do. And I get a lot of people coming in and say that have been told by doctors or other health professionals that they need to change the way they're eating. They need to cut out certain foods. They need to cut out, or they need to stop eating cheeses or stop eating cakes and lollies and chocolates and that sort of things. It could be salts. But then it means that if they then can't get to the point where they're coming to me and they say, oh, I've got a birthday party next week. I think I might just go after the cake's cut. And that to me is heartbreaking, because food isn't just about nutrition. It is about cultural senses of belonging. It goes both ways. So if you're eating, like we're meant to have cakes and things are there to celebrate with a loved one. You can choose what you want to and whether you do or don't want to do it. But what I'm trying to say from that is you don't have to feel guilty about eating those sorts of foods. A one-off is not going to hurt somebody, and it's also about being involved in a cultural sense. So even if you don't want to eat the cake, that's fine, but it doesn't mean that you have to not be there when everyone else is eating it as well. I think that's something that there is such a line between this whole clean eating phase and shaming almost around eating foods that are outside of the clean, or the supposed clean, I should say. So I think that's another food for thought, pardon the pun, is having a think about how the sense of cultural, and look, Australia's cultural sense is very multicultural. So we take on cultural traditions and things from all over the world, which I think is amazing because we get exposure to so much of these things as well. But at the same time, I think when it starts to influence your emotions around eating, and avoiding, some people are coming to me and they're like, oh, I've got to either decide whether I want to eat with my family or I eat away from them because that's the way that I need to stay healthy for myself. To me, that's a really hard choice to make. That's something that I think needs to be weighed up, and then that sparks more questions about general food culture and not just the cultures that are driving our food choices. So I might leave it there for today. I am now officially on holidays. Yay! I will still be doing posts in the group daily, but it might take me a little while to get back to anybody, like a day or so, because I would be checking my phone and my internet once a day only. I won't be sitting at the computer for very long. I will chat with you all, not next Friday, the following Friday. I'll be on here live. So everyone have a great and happy and safe Easter if you're celebrating this weekend. Enjoy the long weekend if you have it. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.